Welcome everybody. This is Zenzi Luna. We are turning everything to gold today. This is going to be a podcast about true colors. We're going to be sharing some kind of personal, deep stories and just sharing the truth of really about the time that we're in that's really pulling people's true colors out to be seen. And it feels like, revelation and things that are hidden coming to the surface, and in an experience that I've gone through, and we're not going to use names to honor some people and the experiences, but it's been a challenging, I would say 7-8 years for my home base being attacked. And one of my things, I don't know if you like astrology, but in my chart, one of the most important things to me is my home base. Everything I do is usually out of my home, so it's my sanctuary. And I had a retreat space up in North Carolina mountains, and it was absolutely amazing. And everybody who came to visit wanted to have a little cabin out on the 16 acres. Can we stay and just have a little room to come visit? And it was really something super special. And what we were kind of talking about, and what this particular podcast is about, is, I'm an intuitive. I am an intuitive energy healer. I do spiritual work, take people out on the land, and we do retreats and clearing and healing and all these amazing things. And it's been a beautiful, long journey. Wasn't ever set to be on. This was never my intention. This was my blueprint, and this is what I'm meant to be doing. And so it all aligned. But being an intuitive, and this is what Luna and I were talking about, how did I fall in such a really bad trap? And it feels like a trap. It feels like you're talking about, like maybe a lesson or something like this. But I also feel I'm playing out a role in someone else's karmic journey as well. Wow. Because there has been some horrific things that were done that I didn't know were going on. And now I am, after being attacked in many different ways and going through, I can't even, somebody who's a family member that could do such horrible things and lie and manipulate and try to steal, and
under the guise of I'm helping you,
I am the savior, and I'm gonna just do all these things, and I'm just a wonderful person. And now the true colors are coming to the surface of, wow, this was all a facade. And I remember when I invited, I'm going to think about you. Vampires can't come in unless you invite them. Yep. I invited her into my sanctuary and my goal was to assist each other. And I travel a lot for work, and she was going to come, take care of the animals because I have a farm, and all that was a lie. And I remember her saying,
none of it happened.
I remember saying, this is God's perfect alignment. When I agree, this is God's perfect alignment, and I'm thinking, wow. And where was I there? Like, I know intuitive feeling, except, and I think because when people are so close and it's family, we talked about this in the training. Yep. When people are super close, you have different eyesight, you have different heart connection. There's just different things that come to the surface or don't come to the surface because of the love blinders. They're like love blinders. And she, family, and I would do anything and over and beyond, and I always have. But man, that has been completely twisted to, I'm a horrible person. This is what the rest of the family thinks because of things that were shared about me that aren't true. And just how can she destroy relationships and reputation, and not just with family and friends, but also neighbors and business, anything that she can open her lying mouth to destroy. And for the first, she's like lived with me now going on 3 years, and this is coming to a close. Thank you. We're already going to claim that. And but as this is all happening and all this is coming to the surface, I didn't know how bad it really was until I got, I'm just going to say it. I got served with a lawsuit with someone trying to steal my property and lie about the situation that we had come to an agreement on. And because I'm trusting and I honor and I love. No, I did not write things down and do things as I should have done.
Also because family.
And
who would do this?
And the lawyer's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, didn't even think about it. My only problem is I trusted and gave 150% and was completely blind that somebody would do what she has done. And what she's still doing and trying to do. And so I feel like, honestly, now that I've found out, okay, why did this all transpire in my life? Like, how did this even come into alignment? And so once I was served with papers, which is about a year ago, I started doing my own investigation and figuring out why in the world would she want to move somewhere that she's lived for most of her adult life. She had a home that was almost paid off. All of her friends and family are there. Why would she want to come out into the middle of the mountains and nowhere and she knows that's my work too. Like, I wonder, she needed to hide out in the mountains.
Well, and
why?
How long had you not been in each other's lives?
Never. I mean, I was very, not distant from family. Okay, I was very distant from family.
Okay.
Let's just be honest with what it is. With some family, not all family.
Yeah.
But I got to a place where the gossip and the manipulation and the talking about true colors coming out. And in particular, honestly, the work that I do, not a lot of people either understand it or agree with it, especially if they have a more of a religious kind of mindset and perspective. And they don't know anything about what I do, never asked, didn't have questions, just decided to judge and then gossip about it. And so it felt very toxic, and I knew that God has me on the path he has me on, and if they could come really see or talk to me, they would understand on a whole different level. But I just decided I don't need that toxicity in my life, and if they really want to be loving and be family, they'll come connect. That sounds great. No judgment, or at least on my side. And so I was literally out in the mountains, as far out as you could get, hidden and tucked away in a sanctuary that I would bring people to for healing and restoration and energy work. And I had a little place down at the creek where they used to have baptism, so the energy there was just amazing. And it was just amazing. And so I never really spent a lot of time with her, but her mom, which was my great aunt, was the sweetest, childlike, playful heart, and so were her sisters, and they were all amazing, like my grandmother and then my great aunts, and they were just fabulous. And so that is what I knew. And I remember seeing her in family reunions a few times, and she was fine. For the very short few minutes that we were together, family reunion, everything's great and wonderful and happy, and that's all I knew. And so it just aligned, and I honestly didn't have any negative feelings at all. I didn't have any intuitive, this isn't a good idea. I didn't have any put the brakes, nothing like this. And I did always go over and beyond, and made some things shifted and things happened, and I just kind of, that's interesting. That kind of, like, I had red flags, but I just looked the other direction and was like, oh, maybe this is just this. I made excuses, family, and just unconditional love.
Everybody does it.
And so she moved in, and we had to move, and it's been very challenging, and I had to shift the place that I was in. I'm creating a new sacred space, and she's in that space for only a little time longer, and then that door will be closed. But once I got the papers, which were out of the blue, everything was great, and then one day, everything is great. Wow, this has actually been planned and plotted and schemed for the last however year and a half. So okay, well, let me go do some digging on my own. Like, why did she even want to move out here? Hold on a second. Let me ask. She was kind of bad-mouthing this person, this family member, and this, and I do not like to engage in doing that. I just don't like that type of energy. So I'm like, let me go to the people that she was having some issues with, and let me just reconnect with family. And these are all family members, so let me just drove and called them and connected, and found out some horrendous stories. She didn't move, she ran away because of some of the things that were happening there that are, I can't even say that have been done to family, and just horrendous things. And so when people started questioning her, family members and friends,
had to go.
She's, instead of talking, she decided, I want to move. And we were the next victims. So that's what happened, and that's what I found out. And this whole True Colors, you know, and especially that was I've had so many people say, wow, you're really connected, you know, you're very intuitive. How in the world could you not have seen or had any inkling? And I feel like it's that unconditional love, and it's when it's family, you kind of look past the either abuse or toxicity or red flags, and we were just talking about, you know, other clients and different situations where how much toxicity can you take? Because, well, this is my mother, so I'm just going to stay in this relationship or close, and this is the most toxic, unhealthy. I'm not well. It's negative, it's hateful, sometimes abusive on multiple levels. But I've had people say, well, yeah, but it's, you know, it's my mom, so
it's your mom, it's your sister, it's your aunt, it's your dad.
So it's so difficult, and it doesn't mean that the love stops, but there's been times, even with my parents growing up, because of the trauma and things that have happened, where I had to step back away from it so I could grow, I could heal, I could expand, because in the midst of the chaos, I can't see, I can't, I'm sucked into it like a vortex, and you don't want to get into it, but it's hard to get out. And so sometimes that doesn't mean have to be forever.
No.
But I need to step away. It doesn't mean there's less love. It doesn't mean that
Yeah, and you're also made to believe that you should be, because it's family. It's family. I hear that all the time.
My mom says that. It's family. You know, we should be together in Christmas. And
we should. We should. If we can all behave accordingly. Right. Yes, Mom, we should be together.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't be together if everyone's miserable. We shouldn't be together if we can't trust each other. We shouldn't be together if we're doing things on purpose to hurt each other. You know,
it's just toxic. And I think when you start on this journey and you start clearing out the pain, the hurt, the toxicity, the wounds, come up to the surface, and you see where this wound really started. It's sometimes you have to step back. And I think in particular about this situation with my family member and what's happening right now, I almost feel like I was put in this path as well to move me out of created a little safe haven out in the mountains, and there's more to be done. I would never have moved from that space had all the chaos had not happened, which happened literally 1 month after she moved. I only lived there for 8 months, and then we moved again. But that's one feeling that I have from that. But the other is the karmic energy and the things that have been done in secret and hidden and that are horrendous are now being brought out to the surface because of what I'm going through.
What's done in the dark will come to the light.
Always. That is what's happening right now. It will be revealed, and right now where the true colors are showing, all the truth is coming to the surface. And so I feel like I'm a part of that cycle of this is how it needed to be.
Right.
It needed to be this way.
It needed to be you, because first of all, you're strong enough to deal with it, and secondly, you are that light in that dark world that this person has created. You know, like you're the warrior with the sword.
Thank you. I love that. I love
you
that
really
vision.
Are.
It has been a mega battle, and I think part of our podcast of turning everything into gold is really taking this dark, really heavy battle for a long time, and forgiving her and loving her. Don't want her in my space, don't want to have a relationship anymore, but I love her and I forgive her. And as soon as this cord is kind of cut on this physical world because of the, where we're at right now, as soon as that's done, I already feel like it's coming, but I forgive her and I release it. I've had people when I was like, when this first happened, like let's say back in February or March, I was not there. I was just in the chaos of, I can't even believe what is happening right now and what I'm hearing and how horrific this is. And these other
how did I allow this?
People that are family treating me like without even talking to me. It's wild to me. I'm thinking, wow, you know me. You've known me my whole life. You're not even going to question what's being said. And so, but I'm like, God, giving it all to you, and I'm going to continue on my path. And the joy that's coming in and the creative energy, it's sometimes tough to navigate when you're in a really abusive space. So I've had to pull myself out of it and go back. It's a lot of really feeling my way through this. But at the beginning, I wasn't there. I was just trying to figure it all out. And now that I feel like I'm almost getting to break through and be done with this situation. And it feels very karmic, and it feels very aligned with all these doors that are closing for my own growth and healing and catapulting me to new levels. But it also has brought this truth to light of things not just that she's doing with me, but things that she has done to other family members way, way worse than what she's trying to do to me. So I feel like that has to be brought to the surface. Yes. That truth has, whether the other family or it's not even about other people knowing. I don't even care. Yeah. I want her to know that what she's done in secret, in darkness, that you thought you were, you hurt that other you got people, away with. That you got, oh my gosh, it is not. It is not. And everyone will know. I don't care how they perceive it or what they think about it. I don't care if they believe it. The truth is that you know that stuff is going to be brought out of the closet, because it is horrific. And I feel like I'm part of that karmic.
You're speaking for people that can no longer speak for themselves. You know,
like things have happened to others because of situations that she
they can't speak for themselves. They weren't in a position when she was involved with them to speak for themselves, and so now you have come in and you're speaking for them and shining a light on the horrific things that were done that really should not go.
It's almost
unpunished or unnoticed, I guess.
I'm 100%. I feel like, and I'm going to eventually write this all down, and I want to share the whole story, because I think it's almost unfathomable to even think about. And I'm like, wait, but there's more. No, wait, but there's more. And it's like this crazy, how can that even be real kind of experience? But it's really unfortunate and sad, but it's also at the same time that I want to be done with this. I would fight this battle for another, as long as I needed to, until this darkness falls. Because do I want to? No. Am I tired and I'm kind of done? Yes, but there's no way. It's the principle of the fight now. And I had somebody say to me when this first started, amazing woman out of England, and she didn't know anything that was going on, and we were just talking, and she said, whoa, you have a lot happening. And I said, yeah. And she goes, you're being attacked. And I said, I am. And I said, I feel like I have been in my base root for a long time. And she said to me, this is not an attack. She goes, I know this is happening physically, on a physical plane that you're experiencing this. She goes, but this is a spiritual attack. And she said, you are psychically bleeding or spiritually bleeding. And she said, this is a mission to stamp out your joy and to just take you emotionally down. And I said, well, that's not happening. I said, it is going to be a battle. I said, but no, that's not happening. And now the light is changing, and the main thing is, let's pull this all out so we can see the truth of it, and then forgive and release and turn this experience. I'm so excited to see where the experience takes me to.
Exactly.
Like, this has been so much.
What is the outcome of all of this? Yeah. Where does this go? How do we turn this darkness into
the gold?
Into light. How do we do that? How does that happen? And I think it's going to be amazing. I'm super excited.
Why did all this happen? Where is it taking us? Yeah. And it's amazing, because now that I've gotten closer to what I feel is a closing of this, and again, I'm going to claim that right now, is that now I feel like I'm ready to start doing things again for myself. I still, my work, and I'm able to be 100% invested in that space and go through this challenge. But now I'm thinking, okay, I'm ready to go. We talked about the redwoods. We talked about your sacred journeys.
You have to go.
I'm ready to go on an adventure, because I feel like all that's kind of been, I've had to dampen that down because I've had to put my energy and focus on something else. And now it's time to really get moving into these sacred spaces. And where is this going to take me? I don't know, but because it's so horrendous, I'm thinking it's going to be really good.
It's going to take you to the Golden State, literally.
I love it.
California.
I will say, spiritually, being able to get to that space finally of forgiving and releasing that and sending out love, and then turning it to compassion while still going through a mega battle of someone trying to steal and take and lie, and with everything that you have built, just trying to break it down. But really the breakdown is also spiritually, and to try to steal happiness or the joy, the love, whatever it is. You know, that's what the darkness comes to do. But I feel like I'm getting ready to break through the other side, so I'm really excited. I just saw a rainbow as I'm saying that. You talked about Hawaii in another podcast. I know so I just saw a rainbow, and it's like getting to the pot of gold on the you know, at the end of the rainbow. So and it's almost like it's just on the other side of the world, the other side of that green gravity. Was like the grass.
Rainbow is the promise of something better to come,
and it's the gold. Yes, it's like you're gonna get to the gold, and I feel like I'm just able to grasp it now.
It's like when you start to see that little rainbow like forming, you know, and you're like, oh,
it's a double
how big is this going to be? I actually saw a YouTube video the guy was in.
I love it.
He was canoeing. He had a quadruple rainbow. I've never in my life seen it. 4 rainbows.
I've never seen that.
Amazing. I
may have seen 3, but never
4.
Wow.
My mind was blown. So I was like, oh my gosh. So jealous.
I was in Lowe's parking lot once. I was going in to, I don't know, get a couple things. I was always building on that property. I was always building, and so I was always at Lowe's. But there was a massive, bright, like super bright rainbow, and I got so excited, and I jumped out, and I was like, you know, little kid, like, yeah, look at them. And I didn't realize there was a couple in the car beside me. They were not looking at the rainbow. They were taking a picture, filming me, because they're like, what is going on with this person? I'm like, it's a rainbow.
That's me.
What a nut job.
When we were driving,
I was so happy.
Excuse me. When we were driving into California, when we had just gotten off out of like the Sacramento area, and you could see the mountains, and there was a rainbow. I was like, Nick, there's a rainbow. And I'm screaming, like I'm so excited. And I'm like, pull over, I gotta take a picture. He's like, I'm going like 80 miles an hour here, Carrie. Can you give me a second? Like, give me a second to get off the road. I was like, there's a rainbow, there's a rainbow. Like every time there's a rainbow, I have to take a picture. And then while I'm taking the picture, I'm like, okay, be present in the moment with the rainbow. But you know, the colors, it's just so beautiful. I love it.
Promise of great things. Yeah.
So what I wanted to, I guess, ask was, how do you, I don't even know how to put this. I can't even think of the question. It comes and goes.
Maybe, okay? I know. It's almost, this is why we lovingly interrupt.
Yeah.
Because it's not interrupting. It's more like, if I don't share this with you right now, because it's like a download, then it goes. It's the same reason I write things down when I'm doing a session.
I remember what it was.
Good, quick.
I remember. Okay. What do you think will be the outcome for the person in your life? Like, is there a space where it's a good outcome for them? Because I believe, of course, you're the light. It will be a good outcome for you. But what happens on the flip side of that? Do you know what I mean?
There is a lot on this journey with this experience. This is a really big spiritual attack. So I can, now that I'm out of the chaos a little bit more, I'm stepped back from it, I can actually see the spiritual, heavy, dark influence that's going on. And what I would say is the toxicity inside, so I've been praying for her for healing,
Right.
and which at the beginning was
Which is
difficult
important
for me, and
you
I had
to pray for your enemies.
I know, and I know, and I know, and I know, and I know this, but it was such a horrendous betrayal and shock and wounding and just attack that I was in survival mode as opposed to that kind of awareness, even though I know that's what we're meant to do. And it took me a little while to get through it to where I think you and maybe my mom and a couple of people at the same time on the same day said, wow, she really needs prayer. And then it kind of like, I was like, oh, I got to drop. Of course, this is what I do, is we need to drop into this. And that has helped shift my energy as well. But I would say there's going to be a break in being able to be in that same space, but that meaning living in the same space. We're trying to separate that. So that's going to separate. But the toxicity inside, if it is not cleared out, if it is not focused on, if the word vomit and gossip keeps coming out, and it is that already I can feel, I don't know how to explain it other than like the karmic issues that have already been done and the horrendous things, unless she gets into a place where she can forgive and recognize and ask for forgiveness and continue to move down that path, I can already feel it consuming.
Right.
Like the mind and the body, like I can feel it weighs on you. Even if you did it, you got away with it, it will weigh on you, especially when it's these different kind of spiritual things like building up. And so no matter, I feel this, unfortunately, at this point in time, unless there's a break and there's forgiveness and she can release this, no matter where you go, even if we're not living in the same space, there will be no joy.
Yes.
There will be no happiness.
Yes.
There will be no heart connection. It will be down in the deep, and the oppression that continues to move, and the depression that continues to hold. And it feels like a consuming hole of darkness is what it feels like. So it doesn't matter where she goes, it's going to follow her. Yeah,
that darkness.
Yeah. Now, as soon as that's out of my space, it's like it's totally different. I feel the sun coming in, the light coming in, freedom and breath. That's been contained in a certain space. Like the darkness and energy that she's in has really been spiritually contained into the space that she's staying in. But it still can be felt, if that makes any sense. Yes. The oppression and when someone's in your personal space, even if they're on one side of the house, it's there. It's in the house. So that even happens when you're on land and things like this. So unfortunately, I don't feel freedom unless she can get to that space of forgiveness and love, which I will continue to pray for breakthrough for her. But
I think that's all you can do at this point.
Yeah.
And also, I think, because we've talked about forgiveness before, I don't think on the podcast yet, but, forgiveness is releasing, not saying what happened was okay. I forgive you. I forgive what you did. I'm done with it. I have to move on for myself. What you did was not okay, but I love myself enough that I need to move on and let you go, and whatever your path is, I'll pray for that as well. But
it sets you free emotionally.
It's a gift you give yourself.
100%. I mean, it's just freedom, and that emotional bondage, it just breaks all those chains as soon as you're able to do it. And sometimes, like, that's like I wasn't there.
You can't do it right away.
It's like when you're in the middle of battle, you're literally in battle with your sword, you're being attacked.
You're just going to put down your sword and be like, you know what?
Yeah.
I forgive you.
Yeah. No, we're kind of like just trying to get through the day.
It's, I forgive you. No, absolutely not. No.
It took a little bit. It took a little bit just because I was in the middle of the chaos. And then, and it was dark, heavy demonic energy, dark. And so it was very difficult. It was very difficult. And it took a little bit. And now I'm thinking, some good's coming. Like this,
Yeah,
when you get through that
I honestly
battle,
can't wait.
what is coming? I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
I'm very excited to see what becomes of all this, because, and I just found out about all of it a couple months ago.
Yeah, I
can't
talk
imagine.
about it.
I can't imagine being in this for that oppressive feeling for months and months and months, especially in a place that's sacred to you, your home, and like, you know, where you live, because I have never experienced that. I couldn't imagine.
It's very, very, very difficult, especially someone that you really did love and care for and go over and beyond.
And was family, and was, you know, I think that's probably going to resonate with people the most, is that sometimes family is the ones that treat you the worst, or do the worst things to you, or, you know, really affect you the most. And it's,
what does family mean? You know, that's what my mom was like, well, there's family.
Well,
I go, what does family mean?
What exactly is that?
That you had this person in your family, that's blood. That's like you were born into a blood, but that doesn't mean...
That's DNA. That's like, let's just break it down.
Family is love and support, and, you know, you can have friends that are family. You can have a spiritual family. You can have all these amazing people that come in and fill whatever space that needs to be filled. But in my opinion, family doesn't treat you like that.
No.
At least no longer is that going to be considered part of
That's not the family that I'm, you know, trying to create.
Love you, great. Don't need that in my life. And I know that's
I love you over there.
difficult for people. I've had to do that with my parents for a while growing up as I was doing my healing journey. Years actually, which were, oh, that's your mom and dad. I'm like, I understand that, but I can't be in toxic space and heal. I can't.
It's impossible.
It's very difficult.
That's like,
and they're not going to change. They are the way they are. So I need to do the work for myself, that I can be in that space and not be triggered, and know that I'm good and I can leave and it's okay, and not try to judge or change. I want to see you, then that's how it's going to be. I need to make that decision. I've had to do the same thing with my brother. It's just, you know, I still love you. I want the best for you, but I'm not going to put myself in this toxic space
environment.
I'm not going to do that anymore. And, you know, especially when it's connected to any type of abusive, you know, abuse, and verbal abuse or drug abuse, or because it's just, especially in the work that I do, it's so important to be fully invested in when I'm working with somebody, and I need to be 150% there. Yes, I can push things to the side and shelf it, but so I can be present, but at the same time, I'm not going to go put myself in a toxic environment.
Why would anyone
try to
push it out of the way so that I can get on?
It's going to be there when I get back. I don't want it to be there.
How about it's just not there, and that's okay.
I'm going to give it to God, and I'm going to move on.
Yeah, I'm going to pray for you, and I'm going to go over here. Yeah. And when you get yourself together, I'll be over here.
And what's so amazing is when I've done that, and then when it's time, then they circle back around.
Always. And there's always a circle back.
Yes.
There's always a circle back, because life is a circle. Always.
Thank you, guys. This was awesome. Good. This was wonderful. I hope you guys take care. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.